What's going on, America? Welcome back to another broadcast of Break the Chains Media. I'm your host, Corey, and today is January 18th, 2021, 2 days before the inauguration process begins in Washington, D.C., and we get to see what all the commotion is about, because there is a lot of commotion going on in D.C. as we speak. Over 25,000 National Guardsmen are deployed there. They are stationed about. We've all seen this in the news. But now they're going through FBI and DOJ vetting processes to make sure these National Guardsmen are going to do the right thing, which I think is kind of crazy because they're already there and they've already had these processes, but I digress. And in other news, we have 2,000 of these National Guardsmen being deputized by U.S. Marshals to execute further judicial processes during the inauguration process, which I think is rather interesting. And we're going to talk about the Biden inauguration process, how it's going to be different than most inaugurations because of the whole woo-woo that's been going on this whole year. And I'm just trying to find a reason and a way that having all of these troops, over 25,000 in D.C., as we have just stated, and a digital inauguration process, why these two things are somehow linked. I'm still trying to make a connection. I don't understand that completely. We'll talk about all that stuff in the whole episode today. But if you could, share, subscribe, and like to my channel here, and also check me out on BitChute, on Rumble, and on Gab, and on Minds. I'm on all of those under Break the Chains Media. So if you want to follow me and all the other alt tech platforms, I really appreciate it, and I'd love to see you there. We're going to jump into the news here. First things first, the DOD and FBI are vetting National Guard members in D.C., says Pentagon Chief. Okay? Pentagon Chief Christopher C. Miller confirmed that the National Guard members who are stationed in D.C. will see expanded vetting by the Department of Defense and FBI ahead of Inauguration Day. While we have no intelligence indicating an insider threat, we are leaving no stone unturned in securing the Capitol, Miller, the acting Department of Defense Secretary, said in a statement on Monday. He noted that it's a normal process for the DoD to vet National Guardsmen who are in D.C. It makes sense. If you're going to have these people defending our Capitol and defending, following their constitutional laws, I mean, it makes sense to vet them. But it's kind of funny to me because they're vetting to basically make sure that they're not supporting Trump. That's what they mean by vetting. They're saying, well, we need to make sure that these aren't radical insurgents gonna instill some more domestic terror threat ideology. That's what they're vetting for. And it's almost like embarrassing and rude to have them think that these people would go against their orders from their commanding officers just because of, all the hullabaloo that's going on down there. So we appreciate the support of the FBI in assisting with this task for each of the 25,000 guardsmen who answer the nation's call. It's all a precedent based on January 6th. It is almost laughable that all of these people are stationed there for this threat. They're saying that there's this gigantic, huge threat. And they said that they were going to have all these protests and riots over the weekend, on Saturday and on Sunday, and I didn't hear next to none of it. And that's what it all comes down to, is that the media plays this game, is saying that, all these Trump supporters and all these right-wing extremists are going to start rioting and protesting and burning down capitals. But that's not the case at all. You didn't see any of that. There's only small little fringe groups of radical extremists who are going to try to do these things, and they're not going to do it when there isn't a mass mob mentality to have them blend in. On January 6th, that was the perfect environment for them to get away with what they wanted to do, because it was a mass mob of like-minded people that were all peaceful, and the small insurgent group snuck in and did what they needed to do, and it was a shame. But in other news, we have 2,000 of these National Guard troops in D.C. are sworn in as Special Deputy U.S. Marshals. About 2,000 National Guard troops were sworn in as U.S. Marshals before Inauguration Day, says the U.S. Marshal Service. The deputation gives these guardsmen temporary limited law enforcement authority pertaining to specifically to the safety and protection of the inauguration and related events. The U.S. Marshal said in his caption on his Flickr page, showing the Guard troops being deputized at night. Okay? A statement from the Army news outlet said that the increase in Guard troops would support the federal law enforcement mission and security preparations during the inauguration, and it would be led by the U.S. Secret Service. Our National Guard soldiers and airmen are set around the city to protect our nation's capital, National Guard Bureau Chief Army General Daniel Hookinson said in the statement. Okay, so like we said, they're saying all of this in a very generalized statement. Yes, we're here to protect. We're here to make sure everything's safe. It's all going to go out without a hitch. Please don't worry. 25,000 we're all going to be here all over D.C. There's nothing to worry. D.C. has always been a relatively safe city. I mean, it's our nation's capital. It's always been relatively under control and safe outside of the months of rioting and looting. But that's beside the point, because they were the voice of the unheard. They had reasons to do those things, folks. Okay, we have to make sure we understand that. But it's just rather insane, and it's all tied into this Biden inauguration ceremony. It will be unlike any other in history. Here's what to expect from our God Emperor himself, the one who descended from the heavens and the angels played guitar solos. Joe Biden is going to be inaugurated, and it's going to be so much different. Here's what's going to happen. All right, yeah, okay. President-elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be sworn in on the office. We know that. Celebrities, Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez will perform at the ceremony, and Biden and Harris will then speak to the nation via TV. Special at 8:30 will feature other performances by Justin Timberlake, John Legend, Bruce Springsteen, and other A-listers. Right? I mean, oh my God. Come on, guys. What are you going to do about that? It's the best thing known to man. Inauguration Day is part of a 5-day program with multiple virtual, socially distant, in-person celebrities. This is going to be the funnest, most exciting bang wang hullabaloo you're ever going to see. Don't you know? Get on the train. Come on down to Biden's inauguration. Like, really, folks? Really? Okay. Biden's inaugural committee announced on Thursday that it plans for the 59th inauguration to include performances, singers, we went over this, a bunch of other people. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, major political event like last year's national conventions have been reimagined as a mix of virtual and in-person activities. Inauguration Day in 2021 will be no different. The festivities will typically attract hundreds of thousands of people who flock to D.C., to witness this historical transition of power. This year, only about 2,000 attendees will be permitted. And that's the key takeaway from this, folks. Only 2,000 will be there, okay? 2,000 in-person attendees at the inauguration. One person that will not be there, though, is President Donald Trump. Trump is the first outgoing president since 1869 to refuse to attend to his successor's swearing in. Let's give Donald Trump a round of applause, folks, because that right there is excellent, because that's showing how he truly feels, and rightfully so, because we all know what went on November 3rd and the weeks following and everything else, and we've seen everything. We've seen all the evidence. We know what happened, folks, and we know that they're talking and they're just trying to cover it all up. It's okay. It's okay, because as soon as Beijing Biden comes in, everything's going to be back on track. We're going to go globalism full tilt. It's going to be open borders, and we're going to make sure all of our jobs get outsourced, and we're going to sign a new version of the TPP, and we're going to be back in the Paris Climate Accord. Everything's going to be great. Don't you know? Forget all the other stuff you heard. Come on, folks. Biden and Harris will then address the nation in a televised special titled Celebrating America, which will begin at 8:30. Am I going to watch it? Probably not. Or maybe just for meme-worthy moments, you know? We'll have to see. But this is what I was talking about. It will air on all cable TV channels, include ABC, CBS, CNN, NBC, MSNBC. It will be available to stream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Amazon Prime Video, Microsoft Bing, News Now on Fox, AT&T, DirecTV, every single platform that you could possibly imagine. And all of those platforms are banning Trump. It's completely non-biased, folks. Come on. All of these platforms are going to show the inauguration, meanwhile simultaneously blocking the sitting president of the United States. To this day, you can't see him on any of those channels because they don't want to hear him speak, folks. Let's get on the right page. Let's see what's happening. All right? This is what I'm talking about, okay? So that's pretty much the end of the article. But it comes down to this, folks. It comes down to this. Why do we need 25,000 plus National Guardsmen and deputized guardsmen in D.C. if there's only going to be 2,000 people there for basically pomp and circumstance concert and singing performances by your typical celebrities? Okay, why do we need all that? What is really going on? What's with all the barricades? What's with all the fencing? What's with all the all the streets are blocked off? All the armed guards. Okay, they're flying F-16s over the city. Okay, all of this traffic is just is very unprecedented for an unconventional type of inauguration where it's mainly going to be digital and there's not going to be people there. So if there's not going to be people there and there's not going to be a big event in DC, what are all these people? What are all these guardsmen doing in DC? I'm failing to see the connection of the two. Outside of the false flag agenda scare that happened on January 6th, saying that, oh my gosh, there's all these insurgents and it's a coup attempt. They're using that as a guise, as a ruse, as the means to instill all of this. Okay, the last time a leader had this many people around during his inauguration was probably Mao Zedong or Stalin. You know, all these stomping troops around. What is really going on, folks? You know, I pulled up a map. Here. I'm gonna show it to you all now. This is current DC roadmap. So this is what DC looks like right now. So every single road in and out for I would say easily 12 miles. I mean, where's the? I'm trying to see what the distance on the map is, but I mean, you got this whole river here. This bridge is blocked off. Okay, Highway 66 just kind of loops back in and out. You can't get in anywhere, folks. It is completely blocked. Every single intersection, there's the Capitol, blocked off. The whole mall, blocked off. Lincoln Memorial, down to Lincoln Memorial, down to the Potomac. Okay? Capitol, White House, all of this. Okay? For a unifying moment in electoral president history. This president is supposed to be unifying us, folks. Okay? Joe Biden is the unifier, the great bringing togetherness of all of America, okay? Meanwhile, you got all of this completely blocked off because they're scared, folks. They are scared. They don't know what to do. They did what they did in the election. They pushed through what they needed to do. The elites, the cabal, keep moving forward against Trump, who spoke out, who tried to reinstill nationalism and patriotism and true Americana to our country. And they're scared, folks. They don't know how else to do this. They have played this game long enough, and now they're playing their last cards, and they're putting down the hammer, folks. So, that being said, I'm going to leave it there. If you like what you see, if you like what you watched, hit that subscribe button. Find me on my next videos. Find me on Alt Tech, BitChute, Rumble, Gab, Minds. I'm going to be doing exclusives on all the Alt Tech sites, so definitely stay informed there, folks, and I'd love to see you all. Appreciate you all coming, and as always, fight for freedom.